I filmed this video at least 3 times now just because I don't know how to talk. I feel like a real YouTuber. Like, I'm just sitting in front of you, my background's all blurry, I'm all focused, I'm about to talk about stuff. Well, hello my friends, it's Nina, and I am here with a talking video. I haven't done a sit-down talk video in a very long time, and I feel like this is like time for us to bond, so let's do this. So I get a lot of comments, you know, asking, wow, how do you make friends? Or, wow, how do you have friends? Or, wow, what are friends? Or, you know, how do I talk to people? Or how do I become more confident? How do I become less shy? That kind of stuff. And those are all great questions. And now I am here to try to help. Now, I'm not saying I'm the most confident, least shy person you'll ever meet, but I can say that 5 years ago, maybe during my entire childhood, I was pretty shy. I was a very reserved person, just like everyone else, but I was just extremely shy, awkward. I didn't know what I was doing. I had weird relationships with people. I would ruin relationships. I would make relationships weird, all that kind of stuff. So I've been everywhere, but I can say now I am somewhat less shy than I was a few years ago. So I think I am qualified to give you guys advice. So here we go. So throughout my childhood, I've always been labeled as, you know, the quiet girl, or, you know, the shy girl, or, you know, the nerdy girl, or the geeky girl, or like the shy kid in the corner who always draws, or the shy kid in the corner who always, you know, I mean, what else do I do? Anyway, you get the point. I had these labels, and then I remember in my yearbooks, people would write, you seem like such a quiet girl, but you're actually not. It was so great, like, having a class with you, blah, 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 and I was like, thanks? So anyway, I was a shy kid, but now I can meet people for the first time and not have it be awkward. I can carry a conversation sometimes. I can be in group situations. I can definitely be in front of people. So this video is going to be about how I personally overcame my shyness and, you know, blossomed into this less shy person. Obviously, results may vary, but I am pretty sure I was more shy and awkward than you currently are, probably. So if I can do it, then you can. I hate that quote. So obviously the first thing that really helped me become less shy is YouTube. Now, I'm not saying you have to start a channel and all that and get yourself a camera to become less shy. I'm saying that, you know, seeing yourself on camera and hearing your voice personally from another point of view can really help. I started my YouTube channel like back in 2013 or 2014, so it's a very long time ago. And most of those videos are either privated or deleted just because they have nothing to do with my channel anymore. Recording myself and seeing how I talk for myself was a real life changer because it would teach me, you know, do I talk more? Do I talk louder? Do I talk less? Do I talk in a deeper voice, or do I talk in a higher voice, and stuff like that? And I feel like talking to a weird object such as a camera instead of a real person, it makes you feel like, wow, this is strange, but I'm doing it. And sometimes it is better than talking to an actual person because, you know, they won't judge you. You're the only judge. You're judging yourself. And I am like my biggest critic. So I was able to tell myself, no, Nina, you have to talk louder. You have to look at the camera more. You have to learn to breathe. You have to move your hands a little bit more. So it's like you're your own teacher, basically. And that's how I became a better speaker. I think also when you see yourself from another point of view, you start to become more comfortable with yourself. You eventually like learn how to accept yourself, how to change yourself, and you just become more aware of who you are. And you learn more about yourself, learn what you need to change, what you don't need to change, all that. So if you don't really tune in with yourself as much, record yourself talking. I feel like recording yourself and then looking at yourself, that sounds a little strange. I feel like, you know, talking to a camera and then later looking at your footage, it really helps you become more comfortable with yourself. It helps you become a better critic for yourself. And it's not beating yourself up, it's more like helping yourself get better. And that's what I did for 3 to 4 years, and look at me now. So that's just one step. The next step, obviously, is getting into reality. One thing that really changed my life recently was taking a public speaking class. Now, I know, that sounds scary, right? Well, I'm just like you. When I was in high school and I heard that one of my friends was taking a public speaking class in community college, you know, she was still in high school, but she was taking a class in community college at the same time, I was like, a public speaking class? I thought about that class and I was like, I could never do that, you know? We would be doing speeches every week. I would be in front of people, you know, it was terrifying. But eventually, when I was actually in college and I had access to that class, I was like, what if I actually did take this class? On your journey to becoming less shy and becoming more confident, you kind of challenge yourself and you put yourself in situations that you never really would. So I think the next step would be taking some kind of class or club that can help you be around more people and, you know, talk more. So if you don't want to do like a public speaking class right now, or you don't have access to one, then join a club. You know, I would recommend art club, because first off, all you do is just make art, probably, and then maybe talk. But most of the time you're not forced to talk or anything, probably. I don't know, I was never in an art club, I was in a fashion club. But taking clubs helps you be around people, doing like things you love at the same time, and then also, you know, opening up to others. If you don't really feel like taking a club, then just take a class. And what I did was a public speaking class, and that honestly changed my life, sort of. Obviously I was doing YouTube and, you know, I was talking to a camera and basically I was, you know, being seen by a lot of people, but I wasn't physically in front of people. And when you're actually physically in front of people, that's when everything changes. So it was last semester, so this year, and I took a public speaking class. We had it once a week, 3 hours long. Obviously it had to be 3 hours long because there was a lot of speaking in the class. And every single week we would do a speech, either a big speech or like a small practice kind of speech, like an activity. And honestly, having that class and being sort of like forced to write a speech and then do a speech every single week actually did help me a lot. Not only did it teach me how to publicly speak, but it also taught me to sort of have more faith in the people around me. A big factor for why I'm shy personally is because I'm always afraid of judgment, or I'm afraid of what people are thinking about me. So being in this public speaking class, I was always in front of like 30 to 40 people. Actually it was 40 people. I was up in front of 40 people every week doing a speech for like 5 minutes. Being in front of that much people helped me have a little more faith in people, have a little more trust, not really think so much about what they were thinking of me. Obviously I sort of had to think of what they were thinking about me because we also did get critiqued, sort of. You know, they would tell us what we had to work on, you know, do you need more eye contact? Do you need to speak louder? All that kind of stuff. So obviously you had to go through a little bit of judgment, but it was, you know, constructive criticism. But what I loved about that class is that in the beginning, before I even took that class, I had so much problems with eye contact. When I was like talking in front of people, I would just like not look them in the eye. I would just like look off into the distance and then look back, and like, you know, I just wouldn't maintain eye contact. That was like my biggest problem. And by the end of this public speaking class, I got comments saying I maintained eye contact with people. I always like looked around the room. I was actively like engaging with my eyes. And that was amazing to me because I thought I would never be able to improve my eye contact. Like, I thought I would always just like not know what to do, but I actually did improve. If you want to challenge yourself, you know, take a bigger step, I definitely recommend taking a public speaking class. You don't have to major in communications or anything like that to take a class. You just need to sign up for one public speaking class. I feel like everyone should take one because it teaches you so much. If you want a video more on public speaking, then leave it in the comments because maybe I will. I'm not a professional, but I do have a lot of points. But if you aren't as brave as I am, then you don't have to take a public speaking class, but you can take like some kind of communications class maybe, you know, where you don't have to do speeches all the time and be in front of people, but you can like learn about it and just like write down, you know, how I can be better instead of actually being in front of people. But sometimes a challenge is good for you. And I honestly never thought I would take that class. I just like, it just doesn't sound like me, but I did, and it helped so much. I think the most important thing above everything that I've said in this video is to have confidence in yourself. What? So obviously if you in your mind want to get in a better place, if you want to meet new people, if you want to, you know, put yourself out there, then I think the first thing you should do is, you know, take care of yourself. Make sure you're in a good mind state to be able to have good conversations with people, to be able to put yourself out there in the first place. If you're going out into the world with, you know, all these negative thoughts and, you know, a lack of confidence in yourself, then it's going to be hard talking to people. And it's going to be hard to be able to change yourself. It's going to be hard to be able to improve yourself in a healthy way without beating yourself up and just like actually improving yourself. Spend time with yourself, learn to love time alone, you know, read a book, watch a movie, play with your pets, go outside, take a walk, you know, make sure you're in a good mind state so that you're strong enough to, you know, carry on conversations with people, to meet people, give a genuine good first impression, because it's not fun, you know, putting yourself in a social situation when you're clearly not ready, when you're mentally just like not capable of, you know, making a friend. You just have to take care of yourself first. Definitely with becoming less shy, you have to learn to accept yourself, learn to be able to laugh at yourself, critique yourself, improve without beating yourself up, because that's just going to send you into like a more negative space. Make sure that you're okay first before you try to bring other people into your life, before you put yourself out there in front of others, because it is definitely hard to fake positivity when you're not feeling positive. So I can talk more about, you know, positivity in another video. Just leave a comment. Once you're in a more positive space and, you know, you feel like you can like go out there and actually genuinely put on a smile, then my next step is definitely have an approachable look. It sounds superficial, but imagine meeting yourself for the first time and you have a sort of like uncomfortable look. If you saw yourself like that, you would feel a little uncomfortable, you know? And so this sort of uncomfortable vibe would just build up because you don't look like you want to carry on the conversation. So again, if you recorded yourself, if you looked at yourself in the mirror and saw the way you talk, then you can like sort of improve your expression. Try to smile a little bit more, because what I've learned is that, you know, when I meet people for the first time, I always look like I'm just like not in the mood, and I've noticed that. So when I try to meet people for the first time, I put on like this fake aura, and I'm like, hi, you know, I put on a fake smile. Sometimes it's a genuine smile, but sometimes you gotta fake it. You definitely want the other person to be like positive and like friendly, so you should do that at the same time too. I think by putting on a smile or like putting on this friendly sort of face, then people will feel like, oh, she's comfortable, or I can like be open with her, or like I can be natural around her, you know? A lot of my shyness came from, you know, not knowing how to interact with the person. So if I am talking to a friendly person, I'll feel like I can, you know, crack a joke or like laugh in the conversation, and it's just a positive sort of, you know, feeling. So if you yourself want to make new friends, or you want to meet people for the first time without feeling awkward, just remember your face. But overall, I think the best step you can take to become less shy and more confident is to not meet people at all. Just love yourself. You don't need anyone. Just stay in your room, away from the world. So overall, it is just about being comfortable. And before you take any of these steps, make sure that you yourself are ready, because putting yourself out there when you're not ready, it can be stressful. So before, you know, going to a public speaking class or going to a club or, you know, making friends or going to like anything, just sit down with yourself, look yourself in the mirror and ask, are you okay? Are you good? Just make sure you're doing good first before anyone else. It's always about you. So make sure you have that confidence in yourself before you try to go out and talk to other people. So that's just how I became less shy. Obviously everyone's different, but hopefully, you know, this will help you or encourage you to challenge yourself or be a little more open, trust people a little bit more. You don't have to trust them, just, you know, don't be afraid of them, because we're all just people trying to get by. I hope this video helped in any sort of way. You know, obviously I don't know you that well, so if you have any more questions, please leave it in the comments. I want this to be an open discussion, and maybe I could do a follow-up video because I honestly don't know what kind of questions you guys have. But hopefully I helped, sort of. If you have any more questions, let me know. I will type a long response for you or like leave it for another video, but this is just a talk video that I wanted to put out, and yeah, hopefully this is a good bonding experience. And I'm thirsty. Hold on. You know, let me know how your day is going, or just leave a response. I'll be here. I'm on the internet all the time. And that will be it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you for being subscribed to me. That's awesome. And I know there's a lot of new people here, so hopefully this is a good first impression. But yeah, that is it for this video. Goodbye.